Hi. So with the webinar, the first part of the video, Zoom messed up in some way or another. So I'm just re-recording that first part so that you can see what happened. Welcome, of course. And we started off with testimonials, what different other people have said. I really like this one. I like Steady's videos because she's very good at explaining things you don't understand at all. And this one also, what a mother said. I love this. Oh, this is easy. I understand it now. It's been wonderful. Also, I can clearly see her progress. Looking forward to the next level. Someone saying Afrikaans is his favorite subject now. Confidence increased. User-friendly pictures, sounds, and song. You can pause the video later and read it properly. Simplicity, multisensory approach. Yes. The videos are excellent. And then this child in grade 11, 92% for a TAL and 29 out of 30 for her transactional test. So exam stress. I don't want your child to have to go through this exam stress. It's not fair. It's not right. It's horrible. And then on top of it, the stress when they bring the reports home. Most of you know that stress is horrible. So then we did a poll on what your expectations are, and you can think about this yourself. Is your expectation for your child just to pass? Is it like 50, 60%? Is that your expectation? Or do you want an A? So you just need to be realistic when you think about that. Be realistic as to what you expect for your child. You know your child best. And as you go through this video, think about, would this work for my child? Think about, my child hates Afrikaans. Will this improve his mindset? We have found, by the way, that it has improved many children's mindset. And do you have any suggestions for us to make it better? We're always open to suggestions. Also, I want more for my child. If you want more, does Steli offer live lessons? The answer to that is yes, I do. I do have small groups, no bigger than 6. And I have a few spaces on some of the groups. So if you want your child to be involved in a live lesson, which the children and the parents have been very happy with, please contact me directly. So, is Afrikaans a dead language? Some people have said that. I've even heard students who have said that. Well, it's not, because Afrikaans is the 3rd most spoken home language in South Africa. It is ahead of English and is just after Xhosa and Zulu. So it is definitely not a dead language. In fact, I have heard some adults have contacted me saying, please, can you teach me Afrikaans? I lost a job opportunity in Cape Town because I needed to speak Afrikaans as well. So it's definitely worthwhile learning Afrikaans. Why learn any other language besides your home language? Because it actually improves the brain. Performance in other subjects improve, memory improves, communication skills, creativity and problem-solving skills. All of it improves with learning another language. So the question is, why is the Afrikaans success teaching methods so successful? Because it solves your problems. And we're going to look at different problems that many parents have faced. Firstly, expensive tutors. This is super affordable. Transport problems. I've been a remedial teacher. People have come, brought their kids, then it's this, then it's that, then the transport didn't come. All of that goes away. Many kids are extremely busy. They only get home at 5. When are they going to have time for a tutor? So attention problems. Some kids cannot focus for a half an hour's lesson. They just can't. So 10 or 15 minutes, anytime. This is what the videos do. Sometimes homework. Oh my goodness, he's got to do verkleinwoorde, or he's going to do trappe van vergelijking, and he doesn't know how to do it. You just do a search on our video library section and you get the topic. What if he's forgotten? This is the beauty of the videos. You rewind, you watch again. This is wonderful because we forget, isn't it? What about the test? the test is coming, and there's a deadline, and there's a whole list of stuff they're supposed to learn. What now? You just do a search again for the different topics that is on the demarcation, and you can look at those videos. What about if the children don't understand Afrikaans? All my explanations are in English, because I realize kids don't understand, so I don't explain in Afrikaans. What if your child hates studying? Most kids are more willing to watch a video than go and study from a book. Isn't it so? What if your child is grade 8 or 9 and they are failing because they didn't really catch on to Afrikaans in grades 5 and 6 and 7, so now they're behind. So you watch the previous levels videos so that they can catch up. So they can catch up and keep up. So what makes me qualified? Well, besides being a qualified teacher, I've also done a course in teaching a foreign language, also done a 2-year course in advanced education for learning problems. So I grew up Afrikaans, I went to English college and university, taught Afrikaans in English schools, and I've got 16 years of remedial teaching experience. So I really try to make things understandable to kids, and I'm very visual. So this is the problem, folks. Most learners are this side of the chasm, and there's the curriculum. And the teachers are not to blame, really. I've been there, done that. It's not the teacher's fault. It's that the curriculum is very, very, very demanding. So what's going to help the child to get across this chasm? Okay. Unfortunately, it is hard work. There's no getting away from it. It's going to take hard work. But I want to know from you what you have tried so far. If you've tried anything, if your children are struggling with Afrikaans, what have you tried so far? If we can do poll number 3, please. Thank you for responding so quickly. I really appreciate that. So we've got 40%, which is the majority, have tried Google Translate and ChatGPT. Wonderful tools. I prefer ChatGPT to Google Translate. Definitely better at Afrikaans than Google Translate. Google Translate is not good. Anyway, I teach how to use AI on my videos because there's an ethical way to use it in a way that you learn from it. And there's a stupid, unethical way of just getting ChatGPT or something to just write your essay and you copy it out and that's it. Nothing learned, nothing gained. So that's no good. But it's interesting to see that most of you, okay, 30% haven't tried anything yet, so you're probably wanting ready. But most 25% have tried tutors, and obviously it hasn't really worked enough. Right, that's interesting. Okay, I'll stop sharing. Okay, let's go on. So I know I've said it's hard work on the part of your child, but I also work hard to make it easier for your child so that it's easier for them to understand and to remember. So what are some of the topics that we cover in our videos? These are, I'm just going to let them run through the screen here. You will notice quite a few of them come up on demarcations. And if your child is with you, they'll say, yeah, that's what I have to learn. So you just look it up. If you've subscribed, you look it up and you watch the video. So all the topics are relevant to the curriculum, whether you are on IEB curriculum or CAPS curriculum, even Cambridge. So the video lessons are short, 6 to 15 minutes. Each video lesson has a short assessment so that the child can actually write. We don't make them long. Short assessment, and I'll show you just now. Get a normal exercise book and get them to write their assessments there. They're written in an exercise book. Why is your child going to benefit from Afrikaans success? They're going to gain confidence. That's the first thing that happens. Before they even get much better at Afrikaans, they gain confidence. And isn't it true? At the moment a person feels lost and I can't do it and I'm useless and they say, oh, I suck at Afrikaans, then they feel like that, then they're not going to perform. But the moment they start feeling, oh, this isn't bad, I've got this, I can do this, then the performance goes up. That's just how it is. So for emergencies also, exam is next week. What are we going to do? The test is next week. There's an example of a grade 7 demarcation that we had last year. I mean, it's a long list. It's craziness. But anyway, that's what they sometimes get for demarcations. So you just search for the topic. The other thing is very interesting. How do we learn? We don't remember things well if we're just exposed to it once. I want you to look at this graph and see when you first learn a thing, okay? You learn it there, 100% recall, but you immediately start forgetting. Look at this graph. You start forgetting, and in 2 weeks' time, you will only remember 15% of what you learned if you don't repeat it. Just imagine what happens in a classroom when the teacher explains something and they don't get exposed to it again because the teacher has so many things to cover. And those of you who are teachers here will know what I'm talking about. 2 weeks later, the child has forgotten. And you think, oh, I taught it to them, but they've forgotten. But you repeat it after a day or two, then they're going to remember 30%. If you repeat it again after a few days, day 6 or so, you're going to remember 75% of it. And so the graph keeps shallowing up until it's 85%. And the fourth time you repeat it, 95% of recall. But you've got to space it out. You can't just do it all day 1 and day 2. You've got to space it out, let them forget a little bit and then remind again. Forget a little bit more and remind again. That's how the brain recalls things. Now, this is what videos are so wonderful for. Because you can just say, oh, you know what, I forgot how to do that naamwoord thing. Let me quickly watch it again. And then you can fast forward. You don't have to watch it at the same speed. So you need to build up knowledge gradually. You know, for history, you could maybe cram the day or two before. But you can't do that for a language. It's the same as maths. You have to build up your knowledge gradually. That's what this is for. Also to catch up. So many kids have gotten lost Afrikaans. They got lost because, you know, one year it was COVID, or they didn't have a good or they changed teachers a lot and they lost track. So they have to be able to catch up to past years. That's just how it is. What grades do these video libraries cater for? So grade 1 to 3 is level 1, and you will be surprised, I promise you'll be surprised, how many kids in higher grades need level 1 because they don't have any vocab, they don't know how to construct a sentence, they don't know the first thing about Afrikaans. They need level 1. Grade 4 and 5 is level 2, 6 and 7 level 3, and grade 8 and 9 level 4. But my grade 11 and 12 students are also using all of these videos because a lot of them need that, even in grade 10, 11, and 12. So we're still working on video libraries for grades 10 to 12, but I do have live weekly lessons for grade 11 and 12, which you can inquire about. But in the meantime, get busy on the previous levels. The good news is, whatever level you subscribe to, you get all the previous levels. This is the beauty of it. So your child can catch up and keep up, because that's often the problem. They're trying to keep up with their grade. Let's say they're in grade 8 or 9, whatever. But now they're not catching up with stuff that they lost. And this is what the video libraries are so wonderful for. So maybe you're asking in your mind, oh, but will my child watch it? Will my child do it? Will my child do the assessments? So here are reasons why I found that many children do, most in fact do. They can practice with no embarrassment. A child hates having to answer a question in class and then it's wrong and the other kids laugh at them. I mean, that is the pits for a child. So they practice without embarrassment. that moment that I've had that quite a few, that aha moment. Oh, is that how it works? That's very motivating. Also, she or he can control the teacher. I said, when does a child ever get to control the teacher? She can stop me, she can rewind, she can watch again, or she can say, oh, no, I know this, I'm going to go fast forward. She can control the teacher. How cool is that? It's short videos. And there are choices. She can go to the library. If she doesn't have something specific that she has to do, or he can just go down the list and say, you know what? I think today I'll do this one. So there are choices, and that empowers the child. And for that procrastinator, there's emergency assistant. If you wake up 2-3 days before the test, how do I do this? How do I do that? So 6 good reasons why this subscription really works for children. So all I ask is that if you subscribe, you get an ordinary exercise book, cheap, it's like costs 6 Rand, put Afrikaans Success and the name, and that's what the child does the assessments in. Very short assessments. I know children are overwhelmed with work, so I don't make the assessments long. If your child is demotivated and doesn't want to do it, I would recommend that you look deeper. There's a saying in Afrikaans. It's similar to the one that says, it's the tip of the iceberg. In Afrikaans, we have this, the oortjies van die seekoei. It's just the ears of the hippo. That's just the part you see. What is underlying the problem? So what is the real problem of being demotivated? Maybe there's something going on at school, being bullied or whatever. So that's something you need to look at. It's amazingly affordable, the subscriptions. Level 1 is only 99 a month. Level 2 is this. Level 3 is that. Level 4 is that. But the good news is, if you subscribe to level 4 because your child is in high school already, you get all of the levels included. So this is what you're going to have, the relief of having a good report. And of course, the comfort is you can cancel anytime. Something terrible happens, lose a job, whatever, you can cancel anytime. So if you're a tutor, a teacher, a homeschool center owner, or an online school owner, please, you can contact me to discuss a way forward. I'm having a gift today for those who subscribe by midnight, the 17th of April, is a 1-hour course on meervoude, the rules of meervoude. Now, you'll always find that on the demarcation. And I've found that kids have said, wow, now I can remember the rules because it's so difficult. So one of the moms said this about the meervoude lesson. So that's the prize for being an early bird subscriber. So another poll, the last one, I want to know, what is your main concern? If we can just have poll number 4 up. What is your main worry about your child's Afrikaans? Good. Thank you very much for participating. Okay, so 64% of you have said they don't understand Afrikaans, and 36 have said that they're far behind in their grade level. That's exactly what we address in Afrikaans Success. If there are any comments, does anybody want to say anything? Can you just put your hands up, raise your hand, and then the host will, and unmute yourself, and then you can ask a question or say whatever you want to say. Sumaya?
Hi.
Okay. Hi, Sumaya.
So I just wanted to say thank you so much. My kids, when I spoke to them after their first lesson, actually, they were telling me how the lessons are so fun, and how it's increased their vocabulary. And you make things so much easier for them to understand because we speak English at home, so there's like absolutely no Afrikaans. Yes, and then your videos also, they find it very interactive. And then you always tell them things also that other teachers don't. So it really helped. And like Abdurrahman, his marks have increased from like 86%. He always got between like 85, 86%. And now he got a 94% in his last test. So Yeah.
Fantastic.
And he's gained so much of confidence also with it,
Yeah, I find that's a very important thing. That's one of the things I mentioned. Confidence is so important in performance. If you believe you can't do it, it just you give up. But if you feel, oh, I can do this, then everything improves. The mindset thing as well. Thank you very much for your comments. I really appreciate that. Any questions or comments before we go on? Because I want to now, not ending yet, I want to show the other feature that we are now introducing and including in our subscriptions free of charge. Well, it's just coming. You're just going to add value. So if there's no other hands, then we can go on. So this is the new feature. And most of you said, my child doesn't understand Afrikaans. This is the main thing. I mean, they can learn their language in their taal and whatever, but they come to the exam and it's a comprehension and they don't have a clue what's going on. So it's a lack of vocabulary. They just don't understand the words. So how do you build up vocabulary? Build up comprehension by building up vocabulary. That's basically the way. Just look at this. This is the CAPS curriculum requirement. By the end of grade 4, this is how many words your child is supposed to know. I know many kids in high school that don't know that many words. In grade 5, this is how many words they're supposed to know. In grade 6, this is how many words. I mean, I don't know how they're supposed to absorb these words by osmosis or something. But what does CAPS curriculum requirements say? How are they supposed to absorb these words? They're supposed to read. I've actually seen it in the CAPS requirements. Children must, or learners must read 30 minutes a day, must read Afrikaans 30 minutes a day. Now, I'm asking you, it's true, maybe that'll definitely help. But what is your child doing in his or her spare time? Are they doing this or are they doing this? I know what you say. So, this is where Read to Succeed comes to the rescue. We help children to learn to read. And we are announcing the Read to Succeed series. They're reading on their devices. We also have a printout. You can also read it on the printout. But how do you get your child to read Afrikaans? Because if they don't understand, what's the point of reading? You have to make it easier by modeled reading and paired reading. That is a basic tenet of reading and helping reading. You model, you pair, and you have to be able to explain what is going on in the word. And you have to make sure they understand what they're reading. So this is what Read to Succeed is for. There is a vocabulary assessment on our website for series 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you can see on the website, if you go to assessments, you can see where your child fits in. But anyway, whatever. Oh, hello, Henry.
Hello.
How are you? You want to say hello to people? This is my little grandson, Henry. He is going to draw just now. He's going to draw. Your heart is beating fast. Did you run? He's going to draw the winners just now. Okay, so you can go and sit with Opa and your dad. Okay, so how do you get your child to read in Afrikaans? You make it easy. You help them understand. You do videos because kids just like videos more than books, let's face it. And you make it short, not too long, okay? And guided on purpose learning. So Read to Succeed does all of these. I wanted to tell you about the group lessons, but you can contact me if you're interested in group lessons, live group lessons, you can contact me directly. We're going to do the draw for the winners now, if they're ready. But for those who want to see snippets, short snippets of level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4 of the subscription, and short snippets of the Read to Succeed, how does it work? If you can just stay on, then I will show you snippets just now. So they're going to do the draw. Okay. Is Henry going to come here to draw? Have you got it, Henry? He's got it. Okay. So here's the bowl. And Henry's going to sit on my lap. All right, Henry, pull one out. Take one out. Okay. Let's see. Okiki adavole. And the next one is Skelo Mbonambi. I hope I'm saying the words right. Okay, Henry, pick another one. Ardeen Lamprecht. I even know Ardeen, but Henry picked it, so there's no favoritism. Okay, one more. This is the last one. Jane Saul. I know her too. Hi, Jane. Okay, they are the winners. So we will send you the exam prep bundle. And if you prefer something else, we will send you something else. So those are the 4 winners. Congratulations. Say congratulations, Henry.
Congratulations.
There you go. Okay, thanks. For those who want to see little snips of the actual work, I'm going to show you. Let me just.
And every time we have it in present tense and in past tense without any explanations of where the verb goes or splittable verbs.
So this is
nothing
level
like
1.
that. Just repeat the sentence each time in present and in past. So ek pak my slaapklere in. They see the picture, so they know exactly what slaapklere are. Slaapklere, there we go. Ek het my slaapklere ingepak. And so we go through the whole suitcase. You see it's filling up. Hoed, ek pak my hoed in. Ek het my hoed ingepak. When the suitcase is in, we mind that also we're counting down the days on the calendar until we go to the bushveld and dan ry ons bushveld toe. En dan sing ons 'n liedjie. We sing a little song. Papa trap die petrol dat ons vinniger kan ry. Papa trap die petrol dat ons vinniger kan ry. And so on. Because kids love to sing songs. Then we're in the bushveld, and we're at the bushveld. We had an arrangement with my friend Tsepo that I will WhatsApp him every day about what we did that day. So ons braai vleis, present tense, verlede tyd. Hallo Tsepo. Ons het vleis gebraai. Just a repetition of the pattern, present tense, past tense, present tense, past tense, without any details. And so they just repeat that every time. Daar sien ons nagapies. Die nagapies eet piesang en yoghurt. Now they're learning the words within a context. They see it. Die nagapies het groot ore en oë. And I explain why they have big ears and big eyes. En dan WhatsApp ons vir Tsepo. Hallo Tsepo. Ek het nagapies gesien. And so we go on through the different animals that we saw. Present tense, past tense, present tense, past. Then we have phonics, of course, is vitally important at that level. And I'm telling you, I have seen so many high school kids who say this is oor. It's not oor, it's oo. It's the same sound as oo, book in English. So hy lees a book, and then we have other words of that same sound. Cook, stool, skoene, soon, and then we have a little sentence as well. Suki must feed her dog. Suki moet haar hond feed. And then we have the same slide again with just the pictures and then an hesitation so that they must say what the word is. So that's just a little snip from level 1. A little snip from level 2. Now in grade 4, they have to start writing sentences in Afrikaans. And it's a terrible struggle. So I start teaching Stonkie then already, which is a strategy of how to arrange your words in the sentence in Afrikaans. So I'll start off from English. Is the sentence right? The boy tomorrow kick will the ball. And immediately with jar, no, it's not right. The boy will kick the ball tomorrow. Better. So it's exactly the same words, but in a different order. So the order of the words is important. But first I have to understand that. What's wrong here? He's got his underpants on, he's got his pants on, so that's all right, but he got dressed in the wrong order. That's like writing words in the wrong order in Afrikaans. So in English, we have this order. We've got the boy will kick. We've got two verbs next to each other. The ball hard at school tomorrow. So this is the order of English, a statement of English. But this is the order in Afrikaans. It's different. I can immediately see it's different. So how would we write that sentence in Afrikaans? We write die seun sal môre die bal hard by die skool skof. Of course, I take time explaining this. And then I take time explaining the different features of Stompie, because I've had kids in grade 7 saying, when I say to them, well, you Stompie, they say, oh, don't even talk about Stompie. I don't get it. So they have to understand what is the subject of a sentence. It's not just the person, it's the person or the thing doing the action. And then verb 1, which is often a helping verb in Afrikaans, if it's in past or in future tense. Then the time word, what does it stand for? It gives you the time the action was done, or the year, or the date, or the day. When was the action done? The object is the person or thing the action is done to. And the manner is how was the action done? Fast, quickly, slowly, whatever. And then place, where was the action done? And last, and then of course verb 2, which is often the main verb in past tense and future tense. And then the infinitive is the reason the action was done. That they don't have to really deal with in grade 4 and 5, but in grade 6, yes. So, very often they confuse subject and object. So then I have this picture. The subject is the person doing the action. The object is the person or thing that the action is done.
This is, I'm not going to show level 3 now. I'm going to do it later. But I just wanted to show you a little something of the Read to Succeed. This is from level 1, Read to Succeed. Okay? This is the introductory part. With Read to Succeed, each unit has 3 videos. The first video just introduces the topic like this.
A story. And so it should be easy for you to learn the Afrikaans, but you're going to learn a lot of new words. Some you might already know, like first, second, and third. And then in Afrikaans, of course, little house, little pig, and little brother, they're all one word. It's not little, it's something that you add to the end of the word. You might already know what that is. And then you're also going to learn the word for wood and bricks. There are several words for beautiful or nice, but you're going to learn an easy one in the story. And then knock and lock, which don't rhyme in Afrikaans. They do rhyme in English, but they don't in Afrikaans. And then good morning, sticks, strong, and low. And the phrases you're going to learn are pleased to meet you. You know, when you meet somebody for the first time, you say pleased to meet you. How do you say that in Afrikaans? This is a handy one. You're lying. And this one here, I won't open the door. This is just a good one to remember for if you won't do anything specific. You know, it doesn't have to be open the door. It just, I won't do something. So it's a negative. And the negative has 2 ni's in Afrikaans, remember? And in this one, knock at the door. This preposition at is different in Afrikaans, and it's very important to learn that.
Okay, so that's just an example of the introductory video of a reading lesson. So I introduce all the vocabulary first. Right, let's get back to level 3 of the subscription.
This one has to do with het. Now, the children are used to having het as a past tense indicator because that's what they've been doing since grade 2 or grade 1 even. But now I teach them, no, het has 2 meanings. Like it can be the past tense indicator, ek het 'n leeu gesien, but it can also mean sy het 'n hond, as in has, a possession. So, for instance, and I give a few examples, I'm not going to show you all of them. Sy het 'n hond, hy het 'n kar, So it's has. So if you have a present tense word like het, now what do you do with it in past tense? Because you're used to having het in the past tense. And that really puzzles children sometimes. So I just break it down first. In the past tense, verlede tyd, it would be het gehad. And in the toekomende tyd, it will be sal hê. So those are the three versions. The present, teenwoordige tyd, verlede tyd, en die toekomende tyd. And in the verlede tyd, I always show them the connection. Look, she had a dog. Here's the had in Afrikaans as well. You don't say it the same way, but it's het gehad. Okay, so now we do a few practice runs. We're not going to do all of them now, but I'll just show you. So in toekomende tyd, in future tense, you'll add sal hê. So hulle sal speelgoed hê. So I have the visuals just to try and make it more vibrant for children. In verlede tyd, it would be hy het 'n kat gehad. Or toekomende tyd, it would be hy sal 'n kat hê. And then I go through a few examples. Then finally, after going through all the examples, I say, right, now it's your turn, your beurt. And it is also your choice. You can do the work and learn, because really, we only learn when we do it. We don't learn very well if we just let it waft over us. Or do the work and waste the last 6, 7, 8 minutes that you watched the video. Your choice. Assessment. Right, so we're going to do that. Write in their book, they're going to write 1 to 8. And Taya is the 6th video. And then I'm going to say, right, you now pause your video and do these questions. And then the questions come up. There's the 4 questions. I explain what they mean. And then I say, right, when the red dot disappears, you first write the answers to those 4. And then we have toekomende tyd, the same sentences, and just a little bit of practice to make sure that they can get it. So here come the answers. I always warn them. Here come the answers. Verlede tyd, hy het 'n kat gehad, and so on. Of course, I don't do it this fast in videos, but that is enough. So then they can practice what they just learned. So here's a little snip from a video I made for level 4, that's for grade 8 and 9. And it's about using AI in a responsible way, artificial intelligence. So I start off by saying use, but don't abuse artificial intelligence. I'm talking about ChatGPT, Copilot, etc. And here I have a little introduction. Oh, the guy says, cool, just 5 minutes and I'm done. And the chatbot says, hey, I thought you had a brain. Afrikaans is kunsmatige intelligensie, KI. And I explain the difference between plagiarism and inspiration. It's fine to use AI for inspiration. But to plagiarize an entire essay and to make as though it's your writing, it's like stealing. You wouldn't steal a laptop or a phone, would you? I hope not. So then I tell them exactly what I entered on, I used Copilot for this. Please suggest a mind map to plan an essay on my favorite sport suitable for, and then they say they must fill in their own age, how long it should be, whatever subject they've chosen. Now, I said my favorite sport. And this is what Copilot came up with. And then I show them how they can use some ideas, but some ideas are no good. Like briefly introduce the sport. That encourages the child to say, my gunsteling sport is rugby. That's just boring. So I show them, they must go through it and see, okay, how you got introduced to the sport. If it was an interesting occasion, memorable experiences and achievements, maybe you have some, maybe not. Overview of the rules, that's ridiculous. I mean, that takes a whole book is written on rules of a sport. So I wouldn't include that at all. Maybe you can include techniques required to play the sport and physical fitness and health benefits and so on. So I go through the whole thing and I show what could possibly be inspiration for ideas for the essay and what is not good. And then I show what ChatGPT came up with. This is their offering, but also a very boring introduction. Then we go to how do you use it? You're going to use the ideas, modify them, use the ones that are good, but do not copy. And then we start on making a mind map. Let's say, my gunsteling sport is hockey. Then I refer them to the video number that is a whole video just on writing a good introduction to an essay or a good introduction to a speech, how to hook your audience. Go and do that first so that you don't bore your teacher to tears. And then we go through possible ideas that you've gained and your own ideas, and you make your mind map. We've discussed this in detail, of course. Then we say, right, you've written some English words, some Afrikaans words you knew, but you don't know enough Afrikaans words to describe what you want to say in your mind map. And then you Google or you chat GPT for words. You've got to get some words, not whole paragraphs, because words are the building blocks. You have to learn words. So let's say you decide you write your introduction in English and you put it through an AI translation. Just use it to build up your vocab. Make it a learning experience. Any idiot can copy and paste. Don't be an idiot. If you do that, this is what your teacher is going to think as she marks your paper. Does he think I'm stupid? This is not his work. And you're going to think, why did I get such a bad mark? It was such a good essay. Then I go through Google Translate and I show the terrible translation. Some of it is really bad. Your teacher could be able to tell from a mile away that it's not your work. It's not how we speak in Afrikaans. That's not how we speak. So here's the ChatGPT effort in Afrikaans. And again, noem jou gunsteling sport is boring, but now you can start taking words and build up your sentences. So use your stoppie technique and build sentences based on your mind map. Yes, I know it's work. Give your brain that workout. In the exam, you'll be very glad you did. Because if you just copy and paste, you're going to be like this guy in the exam. How do I write this in Afrikaans? You'd rather want to be like this guy. He learned new vocabulary and practiced writing in Afrikaans, and now he remembers how to write things in Afrikaans. So that's just an idea. Of course, it's just a small piece of the video, but we have to be realistic and realize kids are going to use AI. We have to teach them how to do it responsibly. If you want to subscribe, remember, if you subscribe to level 1, 2, 3, or 4, whatever level you subscribe to, you get the previous levels automatically, and you will also get those read to succeed. So if you, let's say you subscribe to level 3, you will get level 3, 2, and 1, and you will get series 3, 2, and 1 in read to succeed included in it. So as I mentioned before, if you subscribe before the 17th of April, midnight, I think that's Friday night, then you will get the mere photo video as a gift for being an early bird. And that's very valuable because the mere photo are not in the subscriptions. Okay, I see Linda Della raised a hand. Yes, Linda. Can we unmute her? Hosts, can you, Dan, can you unmute Linda, please? Okay, Linda, I think you're unmuted. Linda, did you want to say something? Linda, you're unmuted. I think you can speak. But we can't hear you. Linda is one of our subscribers. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to close that.
So yeah, so you can just go on the website, go on our website, and you can subscribe there. And the nice thing is you don't have to worry about remembering to pay your monthly subscription because it goes off automatically off your account. So whatever level you subscribe to, you'll see there on the website. You just go to the tab that says courses/store. And you just go there and you can choose whatever level you need to subscribe to. So it's really easy. And then you just get it automatically. And the link will be sent to you the same day, or if you do it late, the next day. And then you've got access to all the videos and the reading videos. So
Hello, can you hear me
hi,
now?
there she is.
Hello.
Yes.
Sorry. I don't know what was happening there, but it just I fiddled around and I think I eventually got it right.
Okay. Thank you.
I just wanted to say before you finish that, I really do advise or this kind of program because, I've got a grade 5 daughter. She's actually a lot lamaki, so I don't have much energy, to be very honest. And I think we're all very, very busy. And I found that your videos are very time efficient. So before I tell her to go and bath, I tell her to watch a little video. She gets very excited. She really enjoys the videos. Then she goes and has a bath. And then while I'm getting supper ready, I say, just watch another one. And she's very happy to do that. She watches the video. Then we have supper. And then after supper, I say, quickly just watch another one. So
Wow.
I find that we get a lot done because the videos are short, to the point, they're interactive, and she really enjoys them. So I'm finding that I don't have to sit with her and go through things. She actually says to me, Mom, I can do this on my own. And she's learning without me having to sit there so I can get other things done. So I really am very much enjoying them, and so is my daughter. So thank you. I just wanted
Thank
to
you,
say
Linda.
that.
I'm glad,
Thank you.
I'm glad we could hear you.
Yes, I've been quite desperate to say it, so I just wanted to say, and I
Thank
really, it's very, very worthwhile. Thank you.
Thank you, Linda. We really appreciate that. So
Thank
that's
you.
fantastic. I want to thank all of you. And remember, you can just go to the website to subscribe. And we hope you have a good night and a good rest of the week. Thanks very much for coming. Bye-bye. Tot ziens.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Tot ziens.
Bye.
Good night. Good night. Thanks for coming. Hello. Here we are back at Read to Succeed. And this time you are doing Unit 2 of Series 3. And remember, you want to be successful and you want to find Afrikaans easy. So that's why you're reading. This unit is all about bullying. And of course, you know about bullying. But did you know that the Afrikaans word for bully sounds exactly like the English word? It's just spelled differently. So you're going to learn about why a person can be bullied. What can you do if you're bullied? And you'll find all of this out in this unit. And you'll learn a lot of Afrikaans in the process. So firstly, you will learn these words in Afrikaans. To hurt, steal, break. You can recognize these are all things that bullies do, right? Bullies can also bully you physically, verbally, and socially. What are these words in Afrikaans? They can send nasty text messages, make you scared. And there are certain things that are important when you are bullied, important to do. Snitch, you'll learn there's a really good word for snitch in Afrikaans. You're going to learn how to say in Afrikaans, walk away, expensive, spread lies, and how to say it's not funny, and the word for adults. Then also, you're going to learn how to say these sentences in Afrikaans. To feel more in control. It doesn't help to fight. What can you do? It's not your fault. You're not alone. Mark your stuff clearly. If a bully messes with you, don't take yourself too seriously. Take the wind out of their sails. That's an idiom, by the way. And that idiom exists in Afrikaans as well. It means to make people feel, oh, well, it doesn't help to bully you because you don't react. And also ways to protect yourself. That's also how you're also going to learn how to say these in Afrikaans. So this is, this unit will teach you things about bullies and how to deal with them. And it will also teach you a lot of things in Afrikaans. So if you learn how to say and write these words and sentences in Afrikaans, you could write a whole essay in Afrikaans about bullies and being bullied and what to do when you're bullied. So are you ready to read the first video? And remember the one that's translated in English as I point to the Afrikaans words. And then when you've done that a few times and you're really comfortable knowing all the words and the sentences, how to say things, how to write things, then you can go to the Afrikaans one. And then you'll be ready for the assessment. After you've done the assessment, you mark it with a memorandum. Goed, begin. Kom ons begin. Hallo kinders, so vandag gaan ons oor bullies praat. We're going to talk about bullies. It's the same word in English and Afrikaans, but you spell it differently. O klank is O-E. O. What can you do if you are being bullied? Wat kan jy doen as jy geboelie word? Why do children become bullies? Hoekom word kinders bullies? A bully is sometimes bullied at home, himself or herself, or he or she does not feel good about himself or herself. A bully is partykeer self by die huis geboelie. Of hy of sy voel nie goed oor homself of haarself nie. Then he or she bullies other people to feel more in control. Dan bully hy of sy ander mense om meer in beheer te voel. How can you be bullied? Hoe kan jy geboelie word? 1. Physically. Someone hurts you or they break or steal your stuff. 1. Fisies. Iemand maak jou seer of hulle breek of steel jou goed. 2. Verbally. They mock you or laugh at you. 2. Mondelings. Hulle spot jou of lag vir jou. 3. Socially. Bullies send ugly text messages or spread lies on WhatsApp or the internet. 3. Sosiaal. Bullies stuur lelike tekstboodskappe of versprei leuns op WhatsApp of die internet. To be bullied is not fun. Om geboelie te word is nie snaaks nie. It
can make you feel scared and sad. Dit kan jou bang en hartseer laat voel. Bullies often work in groups, so it doesn't help to fight. Bullies werk baie keer in groepe, so dit help nie om te beklei nie. What can you do? Wat kan jy doen? Tell your parents and your teachers. It is very important, and it doesn't make you a snitch. Vertel vir jou ouers en jou onderwysers. Dit is baie belangrik en dit maak jou nie 'n klikbek nie. 2. Dink voor die tyd. English. Think beforehand, for the time, what you can say if a bully messes with you. Dink voor die tyd wat jy kan sê as 'n bully met jou sukkel. Don't take yourself too seriously. Moenie jouself te ernstig opneem nie. If they mock you, laugh along. It will take the wind out of their sails. Dit sal die wind uit hulle seile neem. Even if you feel scared, pretend to be brave. Walk tall. Be confident. Al voel jy bang, maak of jy dapper is. Loop regop. Wees selfversekerd. Think of ways to protect yourself. Dink aan maniere om jouself te beskerm. Try not to be alone with the bullies. Probeer om nie alleen met die bullies te wees nie. Walk away if it's possible. Loop weg as dit moontlik is. 5. Mark all your stuff clearly. Every pencil, every pen. Merk al jou goed duidelik. Elke potlood, elke pen. Don't take lots of money or expensive stuff with you to school. Moenie baie geld of duur goed saam met jou skool toe neem nie. Remember, it is not your fault, and you are not alone. Onthou, dit is nie jou skuld nie, en jy is nie alleen nie. It happens daily to children around the world. Dit gebeur daagliks met kinders reg oor die wêreld. Even to adults, selfs met groot mense.